Hey, Real Nerds listeners, there's many ways you can interact with the Real Nerds podcast. You can email us at realnerds@gmail.com. You can hit us on Twitter @RealNerds. You want to check us out on Facebook? You can. Just look for Real Nerds Podcast. You want to leave us a voicemail? Just call 720-6NERDS5. You want to listen to our episodes? You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
This is Real Nerds Podcast, and for 10 years, we have been seeing a new movie and podcasting our experience to the world. We are also a proud supporter of popcultureclassroom.org. Log on to popcultureclassroom.org and learn how you can help with literacy through comic books, which is always a good thing. Because, sometimes it's, comics, there is an art to reading comic books. It's not as easy as just reading from left to right.
Mm-hmm. And it requires your attention to detail to notice the small intricacies in the artwork, as well as dialogue to engage within the content itself. Something smart, something.
This week, we saw Psycho Goreman.
Or PG.
Is PG in the actual official title?
I don't think so.
Because some places have it listed as PG, Psycho Goreman. And then other places have Psycho Goreman.
Here's a poster that has it like that. But as far as if you IMDb it, it's Psycho Goreman.
Okay, cool. I'd go off the IMDb listing because, Anyways, we'll tell you if you should see the film or not, play the trailer, then spoil it. And yes, there is spoilers for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we'll talk about movie news, movies that are coming out on Blu-ray. My favorite film from 2020 is out on Blu-ray this week. And movies and TV shows and stuff we've been watching and general musings.
Musings. He's my favorite member of the armed forces.
Brad sent me a picture. For some reason, because the whole comic book and action figure world has turned upside down since COVID, I keep on missing stuff, and there is a Frogman Spider-Man Legends figure that I really want. And you sent me a picture, Brad, and it was listed at like $19. Was at Walmart or Target?
Walmart.
And so when I went to Hero headquarters, they have it for like $30.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
He probably bought it at Walmart. So that's $20 and wants to make $10 profit on it. So,
well, I've noticed I get I'm going to rant for a second. I get my comic subscriptions through there now.
Yeah, me too.
But what makes me mad is he gives me the B covers for stuff like Batman. I don't care as much because I'm not like a huge Batman fan. I love Batman, but as comics wise, I collect them just because I like. I don't know how to describe.
If you had to choose between the two, you would pick Spider-Man over Batman.
Exactly.
It's just science.
So, yeah. So for Amazing Spider-Man, he keeps on giving me the B covers. And so I buy the A covers too. And so I told him the last time, I was like, dude, I just want the A covers. You can give me both and I'll buy both. But the completist in me, I want the A covers because the other ones are just bonus covers. You know what I mean? I don't care about them. So
you want the primary artwork or GTFO?
Yeah. I don't mind having two covers of Spider-Man because they're all really, I got one with the alien on it and it's pretty sweet. I don't care about the other ones. And lately I'm noticing a lot of the B covers for whether it's Batman or Spider-Man are super digital now. And I don't like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird that he gets both, but he only gives you the one. I don't know.
I know. And this is me just being a bitch because I went to Coins Cards for so long. So Amazing Spider-Man 55 had a really cool cover where it's Spider-Man's head in a web. And it looks really awesome. And because it's number 50, it's sold out before it was even released. So the secondary market already drove up the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before it came out, it was already selling for $20. So I go to so if I was at Coins Cards just like with Batman and Punchline, I would have just the normal comic anyways, even though it was selling for $75, $80. They still put it in my hold slot, and I pay $3.29 for it. I go to Heroes headquarters. They give me the second cover, and then they have all the like web Spider-Mans behind the counter for $20 fucking.
Yeah.
And I said, so I got one. He says, "Oh, I'll give it to you for 15 because you have a hold slot." I said, "Wow, gee, thanks." And then I get home, and it's not even a near mint copy. Like the spine is cracked. I was fucking pissed. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's just bullshit. Like, if I have a subscription, I don't know why I can't get the A fucking cover.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, he put everything, like even stuff I didn't ask for Turtles wise, in my slot. So I was like, oh, cool. I guess, yeah, I'll just get them all because, you're an indie shop and you could use the extra $5. But yeah, it's like A is like, that's the issue. Like, that's the one that if they sell out. Like, that's the one that's going to be highly sought after, not the B one.
That's what I mean. Like, and I'm not trying to be the whiny little bitch, but even though I sound like one, I told this to my wife the other day, and her eyes just glazed over.
She's like,
said,
on
"Wow,
Tinder.
you have like first world problems, dude."
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. The completist in me, it's really irritating, especially because I've had to order the A covers of the last like 2 issues offline because they sell out. And then at the same time, it's like, dude, if Spider-Man is selling out, why don't you just order fucking more of them?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's so weird. Like, Coins Cards really spoiled us. Like,
oh man.
Like, there's that. Like, yeah, and there's another thing where, like, release day, some like retailer incentive cover was, it's probably normally be like $10 when it comes out on release day.
Mm-hmm.
The shop owners just immediately mark them up.
Yep.
And then, I've suddenly been getting all my stuff that I need at Hero, but like my High Comics slot, like the same week that books came out at Hero headquarters, Mile High Comics had nothing for me. It's like, the reason I have this slot is so that I get the stuff that comes out on release day. Like, are you just not getting it, or is it like the delivery truck's behind? Like, I don't understand. Like, how is this hard?
Yeah, and then, a part of me says, well, maybe I'll just order them and have them delivered to my house. But I want to support comic shops. And 2, I don't want them to get ruined in the delivery. And do I get them on the day they come out? I don't know, because it's not coming through Diamond. So I don't know how the fuck they get out here.
Yeah, delivery is not reliable. Like, I've had mail that's just, getting returned to places and not showing up.
And I have a PO box, so they'd have to fold the comic anyways to put it in there, unless they ship it in cardboard.
Or you get a bigger PO box.
Well, could. I'd have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's like $300 for I think for that size.
So these are my first world problems I have. And it's just really annoying. And yeah, Coins Cards would spoil me. I have the first appearance of Green Goblin that is, $1,000, but he sold it to me for $120. And, original Sal Buscema Spectacular Spider-Man art with Spider-Man on it that usually goes for, $700-800, $100.
Next time, I was at Amazing Fantasy today, and they have that web Spider-Man book on the wall. I didn't check the price. Next time I go in, I'll see what they're.
Well, they're bad too. So I was there a week ago or so, and that's the one on Ken Carroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have this issue of the Batman Strikes that I've always wanted, and it's really hard to find. It has Harley, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Batgirl. It's my favorite, all my favorite, like, Batman femme fatales.
Strikes from the 2005-ish?
Yeah. And so it's really hard to find.
What number is it?
Really, 48.
Oh, man. I might have had that, but I sold, like, that run back to Coins Cards, like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah. So that issue is really hard to find. And so they had it on their wall for like $30. It's like, well, that's really hard to find. I'll just get it. And then I buy it and I'm leaving. And as I'm driving away, I'm at a stoplight. I'm just checking it out. And they have it as a very good plus, but it has like a tear. I'm like, this isn't very good plus. Anyways, that's my comic book rant.
I was photographing all my comics for my my TMNT thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like Tales of the TMNT books that, I brought home and I just shelved them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like probably 12 years old by now, 15 years old. But I had to take them out of the plastic so that I could photograph them, right?
Yeah.
And one of them I like pulled out, and the back had like the indentation of like a Coke can ring on it. It's like, Andrew.
Yeah, the fuck.
A couple of others. This might have been just like from being in the case, but they like had that paper scuff on the back, like they've been sliding around a bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ring one, I was like, how dare you? I didn't even put this in my slot. Like, I know you bagged him, Andrew. Yeah. Like, how did that even happen?
Did you not notice when you first got it, or?
No, because like at Coins Cards, if you get a hold slot, they bag it and board them for you.
Right.
So like I said, like I picked them up, I brought them home, I put them in the box, and just like left them there for years. And I got 2 of each, so the other one's fine. But the one I pulled out to look at, for photographing, I flip it over just to check if there's any like interesting art on the back, and there's just like this ring indentation. Like the size of a Coke can or something. Like someone just like a steel press had come down and just like mashed it. It's like
he's probably like, oh shit, no one will notice.
I'll just make this Brad's copy.
I know Brad just collects these and doesn't read them. He'll never know.
Some of those issues are worth a lot of money now. You might want to check on those.
There's like 3 at the end when they sold to Nickelodeon. Peter Laird had the rights to keep publishing Turtle books independently if he chose to, and so like the last 3 you had to get directly from his website, and one of them's like worth $1,000, and the other ones are like 700 apiece. I was like, damn it, those are the only ones I didn't get 2 of, because they were like $10, off the website. So I was like, I'm poor right now, just be responsible, only get 1. And I'm like, oh man, of course. But yeah, they're hard to find. Like, a lot of people in my Turtles thread like doesn't even know they exist.
Wow.
A lot of people miss the whole 2000s revival stuff. So
yeah, it's weird when you have these comics. I've collected them for so long, and my pulse is pretty much on values and stuff. But every once in a while, one just blows my mind with the value.
Yeah,
but that's why it's fun to collect.
Yeah, it's weird. Like at the time you're collecting them, then you're like, oh, someday these will be worth something, but it's like so far off. You think you'll be old and in retirement before you can do anything about it, and then like figures and books are already 20 years later exploding.
Yeah, well, I mean that's when you think about how long you've been collecting them for. And something that doesn't even seem that old is, now 20 something years old.
Yeah, it's like that time compression thing where you don't really think about because you lived the 20 years. But like when you were a kid, people's books from the 60s were suddenly valuable in the 80s. So it's not that surprising that, my books from the 90s are suddenly like, oh, yeah, I guess they are kind of valuable now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love Sal Buscema. He's my favorite Spider-Man artist. And his first work at Marvel, besides being an inker, I'll never get his first work because it's that really famous cover of Thor versus Silver Surfer. It's Silver Surfer number 4, I think. It's his first official comic book work. But I have his first cover. It's this romance novel comic that's called All Your Love or something like that. And it was always sold out. I've never found it. Then when I bought the Amazing Spider-Mans off my comic shop because, fucking Heroes headquarters won't give them to me. I said, you know what? It's Our Love Story. I'm like, I'm going to check on it. And it was there. And for $27, I'm like, God, that's a lot of money for a romance comic. But it was published in 1961. I'm like, but it's 60 fucking years old.
Yeah. That seems fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a really, like the art in it's really spectacular. It's really stupid. It's like, oh no, I've lost him forever. And she's like crying in the window. I haven't read it yet, but something tells me it's not going to appeal to my sensibilities.
By the way, you just reminded me, Dan Slott, that's a name that sounds familiar to me from Spider-Man.
Yeah. He wrote Spider-Man for 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a Turtle book that he had his name. I forget which one, but I was like, Dan Slott, why do I know that name?
He has a really interesting documentary on Disney Plus for the Marvel 616. I forget the title of it, but it's him working with another guy for Iron Man 2020. It's kind of a cool little documentary about how comics are made.
Who's the guy that did the like spider octopus thing that you
Dan
hated so
Slott.
much? Oh,
Superior Spider-Man.
That's why I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
10 years of that.
Some of it's fun. Yeah, but Spider-Man being arrogant and killing people, I'm not really down with.
Yeah, it seems out of character.
Yeah, I get it. They're just trying to push it.
Hey, Zach, you still alive?
Oh yeah. I'm just listening. I don't have anything to really contribute to it. I don't read comics that much anymore, so I feel I'm sorry.
There's actually funny. So I collected the Mega Man Archie books, and like they're fun. They're definitely made for kids, but the art in them's really cool. And so I mean, I have the complete run, and I was on Key Collector, and and the very last issue had a really low print run. It's like $180 it's selling on eBay for this cover. And I remember getting the cover, and I bitched to Andrew about it because it was stupid, because it's like Mega Man playing guitar. I said, Andrew, why did I get this cover? This one's stupid. And he told me, he says, you're the only one who orders that book in the store. You get what I give you. I'm like, all right, fair enough. And now I found out that it's like on Key Collector, it's the lowest print run of any of the Mega Man covers, and it's worth tons of money. It's like, oh, all right, I'll forgive you one time.
Yeah, and Andrew secured your financial future there.
Yes. Well, I mean, my wife is right. It's worthless because I'll never sell them. So, but when I die, she has a lot of stuff to go through.
When she dies, what were you? When you die, you leave to her in the will a CDC a CGC guide, and just say and just with a vague note saying you know what to do.
Well, if I die,
yes.
If I die before you guys, my Gwen Stacy box was worth lots of money. The rest of the stuff, not as much. So just make sure.
So Brad,
you're my wife, the Gwen Stacy box.
No, so Brad, when Ryan dies, we break into his house and steal the Gwen Stacy box.
Okay, Ryan, I'll make sure your kid gets it for college.
Thank you.
But Brad, we could have gone to Rio and just said fuck it to the world.
Ryan really wanted me to have the first appearance of the Green Goblin.
When I was when I was a teenager, I saw there's this Michelangelo figure where they took the metalhead sculpt from the figures and just painted him like green and orange, and I called him Warrior Metalhead. Is
nice.
The end of the Playmates run from the 90s. But I swear I saw it on the shelf and I was like, there they are, just repainting figures all weird colors just to sell more variants. And that's one of those things where now that off dumb figure is worth $500 in the package. Yep. Whereas I could have picked it up for $5 then, but I was like, oh, I'm tired of buying different colored bandana figures all the time. They just repainted Metalhead, big deal. And then because it was
it's so funny you say that. I have the same thing, but I bought it. There's this Green Goblin for Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon series, and it's Battle Wave Green Goblin or something stupid like that. And the only difference is they painted him camouflage. It's really hard to find, and it's one of the most desirable Green Goblin figures. And I'm like, it's so fucking stupid.
It's awesome that you have it, but it's also so frustrating because it's so dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And at the time I'm like, why do I even have this stupid ass one? And then I see it go, oh, eventually sometimes things work out. Anywho, this is movie news.
It's real news.
lots of neat stuff happened. I'll start with the angriest of the news, which is Mank was a film that was filmed in black and white, and Netflix had the audacity to release color photos from the set. That's a bunch of horse shit.
You know what's funny is I saw those pictures. I go, uh-oh. I know someone who's not going to like that.
Did you just hear off in the distance? Fuck!
I did.
How dare they break the illusion of Mank? Actually, it's pretty interesting to look at the amount of detail that's in the costumes that you can see from a color spectrum. So
I'm just sitting here in Highlands Ranch. I hear this faint, like, fuck. All the way from Lone Tree.
I heard a sound as if millions of just one voice was screaming in terror and then suddenly silenced. But anyway, on to actual news. This is just hot off the press. It looks like Ryan Coogler's going to be working on a Wakanda series for Disney Plus or Disney TV. One of the two.
They better call it Wakanda Forever. I'm going to be really disappointed.
That'd be fucking dope. I'm not going to lie. I want that. Ryan Coogler, who's also set to work on Black Panther 2, says that he's inked a deal to develop this TV show. So, this is a decision that should have been made, I don't know, when Disney Plus was started. But anyway, doesn't matter. We're going to get it now.
My guess is they probably did have it in the works, and they just announced it when they got everything together.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also WandaVision is technically a better testing ground for what they want out of Marvel TV, because if you can get away with I haven't watched WandaVision yet, full disclosure, but from everything I'm hearing on the internet, it sounds like this is like the challenging Marvel property. And I'm like, if you can get away with that, then you can get away with anything feasibly. So
I think that's people that actually haven't watched it, because I don't think it's challenging at all.
Really? Okay. Well, then I'm avoiding spoilers because I'm just reading vague reports and people are going like, it's too slow or whatever. And I'm like, well, dude, then you'd hate the movies I watch. Jesus. Like
episode 4 that just dropped is the most MCU episode of it.
Okay. I was just like, but I hear those comments and I'm like, guys, like they put all your favorite characters in there and they put all the colors and the nice rainbow like color of illusion. I don't know. Like I just couldn't understand it. I don't understand why people have to bitch about getting cool things, but
even giving you like old side characters.
Oh, I did see that Darcy's back, so that's cool.
And what's his name from Ant-Man?
Jimmy Woo,
yeah. Oh, I like him. Cool. But anyway, moving on to some more Disney news. There's going to be some reboots in the works. First of all, we're getting a Cheaper by the Dozen reboot with Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union, which that's cool. And it's coming from the writer Kenya Barris. I have no problem with anybody involved in here. I only have the question, how many times do we need to know the story of how hard it is to raise 12 children?
That'd be awful. Fuck.
There are many examples of it throughout cinema's history. I'm not sure exactly why we need this, but I'm also not opposed to any reboots really, unless they just are absolutely pointless. And this seems like one you can easily reboot for a cute little Disney Plus film for the family to watch. So yeah, and I like Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union, so I'm down for this. I will totally see this. One thing I don't know if I'll see is that if Henry's listening, he may want to brace for this. They are going to reboot 3 Men and a Baby, and they have attached Zac Efron, and the director has been assigned Mo Marable, whose work on Brockmire from the IFC and Hulu's show Woke. I don't know how I feel about this because I don't really think much about 3 Men and a Baby, but I guess you could do this again. It made a lot of money. The first one made a lot of money for.
Oh yeah, they didn't have to make a sequel.
Oh yeah, 3 Men and a Little Lady. That's right. Not directed by Spock, which is why it failed. So
that's right.
You got to have Leonard Nimoy directing your property, or otherwise it fucking fails.
Yeah, that's because the first one was the most human of them all.
Brad, did you hear what he did? He did. No. Yeah, no, that
I'll
actually
show myself out.
yeah. And then he referenced Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and it was all no. Actually, I liked that. Side note: I reposted the meme of the whales coming back into massive population numbers, and it says "You're welcome" with a picture of the Star Trek crew. And our friend Patrick Doyle did a nerdy post where he's like, actually, technically, Saavik wasn't on the ship when they decided to go save the whales. She stayed on Vulcan to remain with the people. And I'm like, yep, that's absolutely fair. But I didn't create the meme, and I didn't share the meme. Roddenberry's official site did, so it's on them. And then
I wouldn't have seen it without you, though.
Yeah. Well, you did. Oh, you don't follow the Roddenberry page or whatever it is, or
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I might, but I don't pay attention to everything that comes through my feed. So
they're generally
it is your
pretty,
fault.
Yeah. Oh, okay. They are generally pretty self-aware of themselves, so I appreciate their humor. But that was one where I'm like, oh, that is a kind of a massive mistake for the estate of Roddenberry to make. But whatever. I don't. Quarantine has done a lot of crazy things for people. I do have some comic book news, but I don't know much about it, so some of you might have to elaborate on this. So they're going to make a new X-Men comic with a new X-Men team, and it seems like you can vote on who's going to be the final member of this new X-Men team. I don't know.
No, I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh yeah, Marvel is letting readers know that they can vote for one final member of the team. In 2021, Mutant Kind will be selecting the first X-Men team of the Krakoan Age, and you are invited to take part in the election. Marvel's fan vote will be 100% responsible for the determination of the final member of this inaugural team, so choose wisely, as your choice will have an everlasting effect on the future of the X-Men and the world at large. Voting will be open from 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 27th, which is way back in the future, to tonight. So nobody's going to hear this. But your options include Armor, Banshee, Boom Boom, Cannonball, Forge, Marrow, Polaris, Strong Guy, Sunspot, or Tempo. I only know Banshee. I didn't know there was an X-Men named Boom Boom. And now I want to know Boom Boom's legacy. Also, Strong Guy seems like the name I would give my X-Men, because I don't have the imagination for a cool name like Sunspot or even Tempo. Armor sounds like a cool X-Men name. Polaris sounds like one, but Strong Guy, he's throwing me, Ryan. But so anyway, vote for X-Men. You won't be able to, because the voting ends right now as we're recording. Anywho, some sad news is that the Cannes Film Festival for 2021 has been delayed until July. So yeah, usually this festivals are held earlier in the year to gauge the output that will be running through the festival circuits and also through the award circuits. But unfortunately there's a virus, and nobody can guarantee anybody's safety. Right now, Sundance is virtual, so Cannes trying to make sure that they can maintain a physical environment. So here's hoping that by July, people will be returning to the beaches of Cannes to watch artsy-fartsy movies and sell low grade but hilarious entertainment at their Cannes market. And then there's some other casting news. Luke Evans is going to play.
If anyone can do it, they can.
Oh yeah. Did you hear? And then he made a joke about Cannes and how you. Sorry, I'm losing it, guys. This is what happens when I have lack of sleep. So Disney's doing a live action version of Pinocchio, the sizzle reel of which made Ryan and I cry. And they've cast the coachman, who sends people off to Pleasure Island to be turned into donkeys, and he will be played by Luke Evans. So Luke Evans securing his legacy as Disney's go-to bad man. As you recall, he played, I believe, was it Gaston in the 2017 Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
So there you go. By the way, I pulled my news from Slash Film because it's convenient, and their headline was kind of hilarious, which is Disney's live-action Pinocchio casts Luke Evans as a hot coachman who will wreck children's lives, which I thought was kind of adorable. And anyway, moving on, Cloverfield is going to be getting a direct sequel, but it won't be found footage. Paramount Pictures and Bad Robot have hired British screenwriter Joe Barton, who was brought on to be the showrunner of the HBO Max Batman TV spinoff, to write the script, and J.J. Abrams will return to produce the movie. I mean, we've already sifted through the Cloverfield anthologies, as it were, and I guess this is a logical step to maintain that franchise name. I honestly am kind of disappointed that they're doing this because I liked the idea of different stories each time, all set feasibly within the same universe as that first one. But I guess this has a lot to do with the fact that Cloverfield Paradox was ill-received, to say the least.
It's not good.
No, it's not good. That's why I said to say the least. But 10 Cloverfield Lane is a great movie, and I think if you're going to make a sequel to anything, maybe do that one, because that had a cool character that I want to keep following. Well, I guess it doesn't matter either way. That's a good isolated film in and of itself, made by a very talented filmmaker. And then we've had 3 deaths to cap off the
and a baby.
3 deaths and a baby. Now that's the reboot we all desire, isn't it, Ryan? What does that look like, though? Is it just three versions of death have to raise a child? Like, so you get Max von Sydow, or no, not Max von Sydow, but Death from Seventh Seal. You get Death from Bill and Ted, and then I don't know who the third Death from Family Guy. How about that? And then you get them all in a room, and they got to raise a baby. Yeah, I know. I think it has to be Norm Macdonald's version of Death from his only appearance on Family Guy. It can't be the one that they got afterwards. But anyway, we'll start off with the most recent death. Dustin Diamond, who played Screech on Saved by the Bell, is dead at the age of 44 after succumbing to cancer. It seems like he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 3 weeks ago and was receiving treatment. So he was already on the ropes regardless, sadly. But yeah, if anybody watched Saved by the Bell, who didn't love Screech or who didn't tolerate Screech? Regardless, you enjoyed Screech through various different forms. He also had some dealings with the Troma people, as evidenced by Zach Bine's post about it in memoriam. He also was seems like he was also on the he was on the new class, but he was not in this reboot that they put out recently. I don't know. I can't really tell. He had some late in life scandals, including a sex tape from 2006 that involved him and 2 women. He said it was a stunt person who stood in for him with his face added during editing. He said, "It's the thing I'm most embarrassed about. The rumor that I think I had put on TV was that Paris Hilton made $14 million off her sex tape. My buddy said, $14 million? Holy smokes, where's the Screech sex tape? You've got to be worth at least $1 million, I thought. Yeah, maybe. I got some money off of it, but it wasn't worth the fallout." Go ahead.
I'm just like, what a great eulogy. Like, don't forget my scandals. It can't be just he died from cancer. That sucks. It's like, oh, by the way, he had a sex tape. I'll just throw in the stabbing in there. Why not just add that while we're at it?
Yeah, well, it is just like his later in life career, dealings, unfortunately, were a little bit more sad than anything else. Like, he was not. He didn't do much after Saved by the Bell, sadly. But he did start his career as a stand-up, which I found very interesting, and he had been favorably compared to George Carlin. That's pretty cool that he had some stuff to do in his life. But I'm not a big Saved by the Bell watcher. I've watched enough of it to know the deal behind it. So, But 44, it's a terrible shame. Sad that he didn't discover the cancer in time to beat it, but he will be missed by a generation of fans. The other big death is Cicely Tyson, passed away at the age of 96. She was nominated. She mainly worked on the stage, but she got her first Oscar nomination for a film called Sounder, and then went on to work on films such as the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. She worked on Roots, Marva Collins' story, The Woman of Brewster Place, and of course, a film that we would have talked about on this show in the early years, which is The Help. And she also worked a lot on television. A lot of her later in life films, actually, she worked with Tyler Perry, and I've watched her in Tyler Perry movies, and she's just as fine as she ever was in any other role, regardless if I don't care for those movies. But she married Miles Davis in 1981, but they got divorced in 88, so they had a bit of a rough time there. But she left behind an incredible legacy of a strong actress who was able to push through and bring some dynamic roles to film. But she, 96 too, a hell of a life. Like, I wish I could live that long. I don't know.
Not a bad run.
Yeah, not at all. And her memoir was just published on Tuesday. And she was promoting the memoir at the time. So it's a terrible shame. But we have her films to remember her by. And then last, but certainly not least, everybody prepare to have a horse whinny when you say the name Cloris Leachman, because she is dead at the age of 94. Cloris Leachman, one of the last one among those ranks that are finally fading away, of people who started in the golden age of Hollywood and worked into today. She had roles in shows like Mary Tyler Moore, which I don't think I remember her on that show, which tells you how long it's been since I've watched Mary Tyler Moore. Yes, that's what it says here. But I don't remember her on the show. I need to rewatch the show. It's on DVD now. So
she's Mary's landlord. She's got a huge part.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Great.
Well, then again,
she's also in the Criterion release of the
Kiss Me
noir
Deadly.
classic Kiss Me Deadly,
which was one of her first roles where she is credited. She would work through the gamut, and actually she was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids, which I completely forgot about. She then would end up winning a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her role in The Last Picture Show, which is an amazing role as Ruth. If you've not seen that movie, you should. It's a very good movie. But, of course...
Also recently, she was on The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess she was on American Gods, too, which I guess I need to watch the show. I know she was on Raising Hope, which was a show from the My Name is Earl guys that I enjoyed for the most part. She played the grandmother on the show. And she was also in the Adam Sandler Longest Yard, I believe, Ryan.
Sure.
I know she's in Spanglish. Mm-hmm. But of course, I don't think anybody thinks of Cloris Leachman without thinking the name Frau Blucher, or Madame Dufarge, or Nurse Diesel. Her work with Mel Brooks has been cemented in comedy legend. That's my first exposure to her, and it's still the exposure I keep going back to the most is those three films. She had an incredible comic ability. I don't know how you start in a movie like Kiss Me Deadly playing in a noir and then move into this territory of playing a character actress for comedies like Mel Brooks's films, but it's just a testament to her ability to kind of move in and out of whatever role she should choose. And she brings a lot of crazy energy to the role she played for Mel. Because Frau Blucher is a piece of work, really well written to lay into the creepy atmosphere that he's trying to capture with the James Whale, but also is just incredibly hysterical. Her delivery when she is playing the violin after she reveals that she's been behind everything, and they're cutting beat for beat on him going like, then it was you, yes, and then you were the one who, yes. Like, just beautifully delivered dialogue there. And I love her as Nurse Diesel in High Anxiety. I think High Anxiety, she gets to put everything on the rails and just go bananas with it. Like, one of the funniest scenes in the movie, hands down, is after she's gone back into her room after assuring Dr. Thorndyke that there's no sound other than the TV being too loud. She goes back in, she opens the closet, and she has Harvey Korman tied up, and they're engaged in an S&M game. And she's just clearly like, she and Harvey Korman are having the time of their lives, just ad-libbing and just going nuts with this random scene they've stuck into this Hitchcock parody. So yeah, I'll miss her. My dad, when he heard the news, he was on a plane and he decided, well, I've got some time. I'm going to watch Young Frankenstein. And he just kept texting me back dialogue. So it was just, it's a nice reminder that that's a strong connector for my family is Mel Brooks movies. So big bucket of win, Miss Leachman.
Yeah.
You will be very missed. I'm keeping a close eye on Mel, by the way, guys. Like, I'm just making sure everything's okay. That he has to live to be 200. Then actually, I take that back. He needs to live to be 2000 because that's his goal. That's what he has to do. This is the bit that him and Carl set up years ago. But anyway, yeah, that's news. Unless I missed anything.
Movies are coming out on Blu-ray.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Let me ask you, Ryan. What's the one movie you've always wanted on Blu-ray, but never thought you'd ever get?
I don't know.
Was it Ladybugs from 1992?
I do love Rodney Dangerfield.
Well, Paramount Pictures is going to fulfill your love of Rodney Dangerfield with a movie that I've certainly never seen called Ladybugs. I believe this is a How Did This Get Made, Ryan or Brad?
It is.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I found it on Laserdisc at Black and Red a while back.
Well, now you don't have to worry about pulling out your Laserdisc player, Brad. You could get this on Blu-ray.
Oh, I didn't buy it as Laserdisc. I just saw it there. It's like $8.
No.
For a How This Get Made gag.
Yeah, no, not worth it. No. Let me ask you, would you want to get the movie Mouse Hunt with Nathan Lane and Lee Evans?
I have it on DVD.
Okay, well now you can get it on Blu-ray from Paramount Pictures, which a friend of the show, Cheryl Jones, worked on that film. So yeah, maybe she'll be picking it up. I know she likes the movie. I remember seeing it in theaters and enjoying it just fine as a kid.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
all right.
Yeah, and then Small Soldiers, Joe Dante's underrated little film about a group of toy soldiers and toy warriors that come to life and cause havoc for the family.
Is that Phil Hartman's last movie?
I believe it is. I think so, yeah. It is. Oh, yeah, Kristen Dunst is the love interest in the movie, and David Cross is in it. Jay Moore? Kevin Dunn? Man, Joe Dante works with some fun people. And I need to rewatch that movie, though, too. I know Tommy Lee Jones is the voice of the main soldier villain dude. But obviously, Ryan was alluding to earlier, one of the best films of last year, Let Him Go, is now available on Blu-ray. Doesn't look like there's a 4K, Ryan, unless I'm mistaken.
Nope. Universal only does 4Ks for their big movies.
Yeah, like Invisible Man, now available on 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of their big films that they are putting out on 4K is Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. You can also get it in a limited edition steelbook at Target. So I guess Best Buy is not doing steelbooks anymore or whatever. It seems like something they'd want to cash in on. It's funny. I would want to check out this 4K release only because not too long ago, Criterion redid their transfer of it for Blu-ray. So I'm wondering if the upgrade would be worth it or not. But anyway, I guess I'll find out and let everybody know. Also coming out is a documentary called The Last Blockbuster, which covers The Last Blockbuster. And then Host, which is a Shudder original. And I guess it's one of those movies that came out during the pandemic. You can check that out if you'd like. Kino Lorber is putting out Dark Intruder with Leslie Nielsen, Judy Meredith, and Mark Rickman. It looks like, Ryan, there's a kind of a Jekyll and Hyde vibe going on here. I'm not sure.
Nice.
It says an occult expert is brought in by the police to help solve a series of murders in which a mystical statue is left at each crime scene, Rhett Kingsford is on the case until he discovers the mysterious connection between the victims in this gothic tale of terror. So yeah, you can check that out if you like. There's a movie called Silent Madness in 3D from 1984 coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. A homicidal maniac is accidentally released from the hospital because of a computer error and heads to a sorority of his past murders to continue his penchant for mayhem. Dr. Joan Gilmore takes off after him while the hospital administrators cover up the mistake and send some staff thugs out to go get both the doctor and the escaped lunatic.
That's sheer madness.
Hey, Ryan, it's Silent Madness, so shh. I like the tagline. He's out now. The terror has just begun. Kind of looks like an angry bald guy with an axe. So no fun makeup, it seems. But hey, maybe some cool kills. You'll have to watch in Silent Madness. Blu-ray, another Blu-ray from Paramount, Yours, Mine, and Ours with Dennis Quaid and Rene Russo. Again, guys, I don't care about how many kids you have to raise and how difficult it is. Just hey, 8 is enough. Anyway, and then Code Red is putting out The Great Alligator. There's a picture of an alligator, and it looks great. It's from 1979. The plot is tourists on a tropical island anger an island god who turns himself into a giant alligator and stalks them. If you're a giant alligator, how are you stalking people? Like, don't you just show up and say, hey, I'm a giant alligator. I'm going to eat you. Like, doesn't seem like there's any stalking involved.
I'm going to eat you, I guarantee.
Yeah. That's one of my most favorite villains from the Turtles. love Leatherhead.
I finally got his action figure.
He has an action figure?
Yeah, from the Playmates line. Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, that's neat.
Always eluded me.
Yeah. He's an alligator that wears a cowboy hat.
NECA's got a new one where he's like huge, like from the cartoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, NECA's kind of been killing it lately.
Oh, yeah. Killing my bank account.
Fuckers.
They've got Rat King and Vernon coming up this week.
Sweet.
Track down. Yeah.
I know I did see the 2-pack of Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
Like, they've re-released that one a couple times.
And anyway, that's Blu-rays. Oh, wait, Ryan, this is late breaking. Did you want the 50 Shades trilogy in 4K?
Please tell me it's available.
It's available only at Target.
Oh, man.
It's too bad that you don't shop at Target.
Yeah.
What a shame. Hey, there's one thing I want to see on 4K, Ryan. Is a guy who crashes a plane and then walks in as if nothing happened.
It's a helicopter sound.
Oh, that's right, helicopter. That's right.
Get your shit movies together.
Hey, you know what I really want to see in 4K is a guy taking a picture of a picture, printing out that picture and burning it with a cigarette. God damn that fucking movie.
How did you shop at Target?
Because that's where you get. Oh no, it's a joke. Because he's not going to pick this up unless Laura asks him to.
I don't think Laura likes those movies, so.
But you had fun. Hey, you have great memories of watching them and giggling the shit out of them.
I guess.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the third one because I'm just like I can't do it. But anyway, that's
seen any of them.
Yeah, you're fine, Brad. You're fine.
Oh, I know.
I watched it because James and Ryan made it sound like fun, bad movie time, and they're partially right, but it's just my perception of it. So,
yeah, it's still shit.
Oh yeah, it's garbage. It's human garbage. The dumpster fire of the universe. But hey, I saw things I never thought I'd see before. Stupid things.
We watch films throughout the week in a segment we call What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Not a lot. Did anyone else watch WandaVision? I guess you did. We talked about it earlier.
I did. Yeah.
I did it. I did not. I'm lame.
Yeah. No, I'm glad they finally made an episode that kind of gives you a sense of what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, although I was really hoping to watch the '80s episode this week, but I guess that's not going to happen.
Hey, did they have to do a '70s episode first too?
That was
Or is that the Brady
baby
Bunch
one. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I guess that would be the '70s. Yeah.
it's weird that
You're
they
right.
made the Dick Van Dyke one the '50s because that show was in the '60s. But
Yeah.
yeah, they made Bewitched the '60s, which is accurate, I guess.
Yeah. I think the second episode's great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was so like those shows plus like David Lynch. I was like, okay, we need I need something else to like what is the purpose of this? Like, why are we watching this? And finally, that episode was this one, and I'm starved to know more of like, are they really going to make her this big bad for like the rest of the whatever new cinematic universe they're building?
Yeah, I'm interested. There's a couple theories of who the actual big bad is in this, and one that keeps on popping up in kind of passing what do you call it, conversation, that I'd be shocked if they did, but it'd also be badass, is Mephisto. If they have the Marvel version of Satan as the bad guy for the new MCU phase, I'd be stoked.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Mephisto, so sure.
Yeah, no,
do you think they'll
awesome.
treat him like the devil, or they think they'll revamp him? Because
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, he looks like the devil, but he's a demon that is all powerful in magic.
so they'll probably like, as far as like accessibility, because they don't want to like, focus on Christianity. He'll like a demon makes sense. Like everyone can get behind that.
Yeah, maybe it'd be some dude in a black suit with a red tie or something, or I don't know. Who knows? They've pushed the envelope before. We'll see.
Or a
But
lady.
they also have, Kang the Conqueror too. They're talking about, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested. I mean, the show is really great. I love the show.
Yeah, I still want to see that '80s episode though.
Yep,
that'd be fun. Great. So yeah, WandaVision, and then I watched, shoot, what was it? I like had it in my brain and then just disappeared. I'm gonna try to go through Henry's film explosion list and watch some of his selections, because
yeah,
it always feels like he's the only one watching them. But I like last night, I just The King of Staten Island came up on my HBO Max. And I was like, oh yeah, that's one of Henry's things. I'll check that out. And I was sucked in. Like I didn't expect to be like that invested in the movie, but it's not like I know it's autobiographical ish to Pete Davidson's life, but what was I going to say? But it's like it's a story I've kind of seen before, but it's still like just like everyone's acting and characterizations are so like engaging. Like I was still like this is like an interesting watch still. It's the story we've seen before where like there's a kid who is kind of a burnout and doesn't follow his dreams, and then just living life and experiencing new things brings you closer to getting out of that rut.
Yeah.
I wish I could name something off the top of my head, but a comparison movie, but I can't. But yeah, I thought it was good. So I don't know if it would have made my list, but it's still a fun watch. And then the last thing I watched was Superman Red Son.
Oh,
which is the DC animated film of the adaptation of the Red Son graphic novel.
Is that the one where Superman becomes a Ruski?
He doesn't become a Ruski. It just imagines it's like an Elseworlds thing where it's like, what if Superman had landed in Russia as a baby instead of America? How would things be different? And it wasn't like it kind of played out how I imagined it would have. Like I've never read the book. But it definitely feels like as you're watching like four different books put together. Like it covers. It's kind of like set in real times, like if Superman was around in the Cold War.
Oh, okay.
And so, the beginning has him as like a teenager, and then all the way up through like present day, like, dealing with different historical things, like in different stages of his life. It was interesting to see, like, he's like close with Wonder Woman, but enemies with Batman. And like Batman is also Russian. I guess Wayne is, but like his parents died just because of the state of Russia back then. And so he vows to like get back at Superman for being like propping up the Soviet Union, and reinforcing all those ideals.
Yeah, just make sure that they both have mothers with the same name and they'll get along. They'll be fine.
And then Lex Luthor is like sort of heroic. Like he's what? Are you laughing?
No, I'm just sort of heroic. I'm just like elaborate, but I'm listening.
Well, because he's he's supposed to be the antagonist and representing America for against Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of the film, it's like everything he's done actually helps Superman. And eventually Superman comes around to like seeing, how, he's been conditioned to believe certain things that aren't true.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting, like movie that like allows you to look at some like people's values from in another perspective.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, given that Superman is an icon of America. Like it is a firm representation of American values, or the perception of American values. So,
yeah, and obviously, it's existed as a graphic novel way before this, so it's not anything new. But
right,
I think it played out pretty well. I wish it was a little more. I don't know. They pump out so many of these now that I wish there was something else added to it that just made it feel a little bit more cinematic. Because it's such an epic story, that spans, a lifetime.
Given the fact that they're made direct to video primarily, like they may have a constrained budget, but I'd imagine with streaming now taking forefront, maybe they'll be allotted a bigger budget to be more elaborate.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, it's definitely budget. Like they want to keep these low and keep churning them out.
Yeah. Does Yakov Smirnoff make an appearance in this story?
You just name checking random Russians.
I'm just imagining going in Soviet Russia, Superman crush you or something like that. Like just thinks that if he's gone through the entire Soviet era, like this seems like a feasible occurrence that could happen.
It was in the graphic novel, and it didn't make it to the animated version. Sorry, Zach.
They said Zach's not going to watch this anyway, so why would we include it?
It would have cost money to animate that whole sequence, and they're not just do it for Zach. So
that sounds interesting, though. I would like to check it out. I would like to catch up on all the DC animated stuff. I mean, but if I do the Death in the Family, I'm going to do that Blu-ray because I would rather see the options and not be relegated to the one. So
yeah, definitely do the Blu-ray because I watched the streaming. I'm just like, that's it. All right. Glad I streamed that.
What do I do now, Q?
Yeah. That's all I watched.
Zach, what'd you watch?
Oh, you know me. It's all black and white, not in color like those Mank photos. Actually, I did watch some color stuff. After our recording last week, I rewatched The Searchers for another Ballyhoo review, and that's a movie I still wrestle with because it looks very pretty, establishes a lot of visual schemes for how Westerns are filmed today, but the content of the film is there, and John Wayne is there, and so let's all do the math in our heads, people. But I will say that the movie was of more interest to me this time around, not just from a dissection standpoint, but also just watching regardless of how I feel about Ford, the way he films the West still remains incredible. Like, it is a painting. It's kind of astounding to revisit it, and it looked beautiful in HD. I don't think I'd ever seen that movie in HD before, and everything was very vivid and pops right in your face. And then, as some might know, I have been thrust into a Jack Benny convention in 2 weeks to do a panel on Benny's filmography. So I've been going through Benny's filmography. So I rewatched Broadway Melody of 1936, which is a movie that I think Ryan will enjoy. It's an ensemble piece. It tells the story of Robert Taylor plays a Broadway producer who is producing a show, and he still needs a leading lady. And his leading lady may be coming in the form of Eleanor Powell in her debut film, like her big break, playing a girl that he knew when he was in school in Albany, New York, and now she's come to pursue her Broadway dreams that they always talked about. But Robert Taylor's like, no, you can't be in show business. It's too seedy. Now, excuse me while I continue my dreams in show business while I crush yours. So she says, well, I'm going to get in your show anyway. And so she starts rooming with people like Buddy Ebsen and devises a scheme to get into the show. Meanwhile, Jack Benny plays a reporter for a tabloid gossip column-esque Walter Winchell type deal, who keeps planting fake stories in his radio column in order to boost his ratings and become less appealing to the public, because his publisher says, if more people want to punch you, then I'll raise your salary. So that's always a great way to be motivated at work. Be like, hey, if people hate you more, I'll give you $5 extra. And actually, it leads to a lot of scenes where Robert Taylor does punch Jack directly in the face, to the point where Jack has said, no, I'm going to prepare in advance. And he wears one of those catcher's masks. But, Robert Taylor's not a fool. He instead just goes for the gut in that last punch. So, yeah, if you've ever wanted to watch Jack Benny get punched, that's the movie for you. But more importantly, I think Ryan would like the musical element of it. And if you want to know what the person who would marry Barbara Stanwyck looks like, you get a firm view of a young Robert Taylor, and you'd understand, Ryan. You'd understand why they got married. But it's an MGM musical from the era. It's going to look lavish. You'll enjoy it. What you may not enjoy is Chasing Rainbows, which is a movie that I haven't seen in a while. And the version that I saw that was definitely not the version that I saw here, because the version that's available fills in a lot of gaps that are missing, because this movie went through some damage issues over time, deterioration, lost footage. There was supposed to be Technicolor sequences in this movie, especially near the end. But the story is lame. It's a behind the scenes of a Broadway show type of deal. Jack plays the producer of the show. He's barely in it, but he's the best character in the movie. Apart from Marie Dressler, who plays a braggart, loudmouth actress in the show, and Marie Dressler was a very funny actress who I think has a look about her that if you see her face, Ryan, you'd know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But the main plot of the movie is Charlie King and other leading lady. Charlie King can't hold on to a girl, and he keeps saying to himself, I'm going to blow my brains out because this woman doesn't like me or whatever. And he's like, well, next time I'll fall in love with somebody stable. Little knowing that the woman who is always by his side is the right choice for him, but he doesn't see it because he's fucking stupid. And so he keeps going through, he goes through another romance involving a woman who's trying to advance her career by being attached to him while secretly dating a co-star of his behind his back. So it's really about a guy who doesn't know how to see things, Ryan, and it's kind of stupid. But the plot with Jack Benny, where he plays an actual kind and considerate human being who seems to care about his cast, and he can make a sly I would call it Tony Stark-esque remark every so often, but he still cares about his crew, and he actually understands human emotion and how it works, and it can actually see things, unlike Charlie King, who can't see jack shit. Long story short, Chasing Rainbows is an hour and 25 minutes when it was originally 100 minutes long. So 20 minutes has been removed due to lost time, and because none of it is jack footage, I don't really know if we've missed much beyond the idea of seeing early Technicolor segments in a movie, which will always delight the eye. So that's an unfortunate thing I revisited. Another unfortunate thing I revisited was College Holiday with Jack Benny, George Burns, Gracie Allen, and Ben Blue and Martha Ray. And Ryan, I think I've talked about this film on the show before, but I don't think I've done it in detail, and I'm going to be as brief as I can. This is a comedy from 1936 about eugenics. That is, first of all, insane. Jack plays the current proprietor of a hotel that is going under, and the only way that he can raise money and profile for the hotel is running into a scheme involving the hotel mortgage holder who belongs to a Greek cult obsessed with eugenics and the creation of a perfect human being by finding two perfect other human beings to mate. So he gathers up a bunch of college kids on a train, makes them promise to not fall in love with each other or make whoopee, and then takes them to the college to then be prepared for this eugenics ceremony where the
Wait. What's whoopee?
Oh, sex. I'm using the parlance of the era and be like, they can't fool around, Brad. They can't fool around.
What, like fucking?
Yes, like fucking. Yes. Jack has instituted a no fucking policy on this train.
I think Ryan has his mic turned off, or else he would have heard my Mallrats reference.
Yep, I know. I heard it too.
No, I heard it. You're coming through really weird.
Yep, I'm glad we built it up. But yes. But long story short, they get them all in this into this hotel to prepare for this Greek eugenics ceremony where the lucky superior male will be paired with the head of the cult's perfect daughter, played by Gracie Allen, of course, because that's the joke. And the only scene in this movie that I think is actually hilarious involves George Burns and Gracie Allen riding a chariot full of a team of horses down a busy street. It actually is very funny. You see George Burns react and engage in the material, and it's fun. But then the rest of the movie goes off of its fucking rails. And then when you think it's going to get back on its rails, when they're just like, well, fuck this eugenics thing. Let's just put on a show to save the hotel. But, of course, they would have to save the hotel with a blackface musical number. So yeah, it's an unfortunate entry in Jack's filmography, not necessarily for the third act because those things were unfortunately typical of the era, but a comedy about eugenics. I don't think if you had told me as a 10-year-old boy that this movie existed that I would have believed you or even understood what eugenics was, but more importantly, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But nevertheless, it's there. And if you want to watch this, it is available on YouTube. And I do plan on doing an episode of Ballyhoo Review on it because I think it needs to be discussed within the context of how did this get made. And then I took a break from the black and white world and I went into some color, courtesy of Mr. Quentin Tarantino. I revisited Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which, Ryan, I don't think I've rewatched this movie since 2019. But so I didn't pop in the 4K. I bought the 4K last year, but I didn't pick it up again. But yeah, I loved it when it came out. I still love it. That movie's wonderful. I think it's sitting better with me now than it did in 2019, where I was still trying to suss out, like, what's this movie doing for me as opposed to other Quentin Tarantino movies. And I just really appreciated, once again, the idea of these two Hollywood actors or these Hollywood personalities just hanging out in a movie, like just hanging around LA for 2 days and then coming to the conclusion that we do with the Manson cult. I was kind of digging more into the soundtrack and how it kind of tells the story alongside of the actions on screen, certain songs being used that kind of allude to what we're going to see down the line near the climax of the film. And that 4K, you can see the detail that goes into him not just recreating the 70s in terms of the print in terms of the set design on screen, but also the feel and the texture of that film. Like, it does feel like a film that came out of the late 60s, early 70s. It's fantastic. It's so wonderful. And I had more appreciation for what Al Pacino's doing in his two scenes, specifically when he's in the diner with or the restaurant with Leo, and he's talking about, like, this is how they're going to basically shuffle you off into obscurity by making you the villain of the week. They punch you out, and the audience continues to lose sympathy for you. And yeah, if Brad Pitt hadn't won that Oscar, I think I probably would have been upset, because he is absolutely perfect in that movie. Just a wonderful, like, I still love the moment when he's watching TV after he makes dinner for his dog, and he's sitting down and he hears the person on the TV the television go, like, musicians are, they're temperamental cats, you never know what they're going to do, and he just goes, yeah. Just reacting to the TV. It's like it's as if it's his only buddy in the world. And I also the line where he's reacting to the Manson cult entering the house, he's just like, I remember you were there too, and you were on a horsey. But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, still a wonderful film. You should check it out if you haven't. That's a shame. Sorry. And then the last thing I watched, Ryan, was something that I texted you about last night immediately. One of the things that I have now been commissioned to do at this convention for Jack is to do a panel on his appearances on the show What's My Line? And so I started going through the YouTube rabbit hole of What's My Line, which is a television show that started in the 50s and continued on until 1975. And the premise of the game show is essentially you have a group of panelists. They have a contestant sign in, and their job as the panel is to guess what this person does for a living. And the celebrity guest is always fun because they blindfold them and they have them disguise their voices, and they try to figure out through vague clues who they might be. I got to tell you, like, Ryan is the one who technically perpetrated this, because he talked about watching a lot of What's My Line last year or the year before or something like that. And you're right, Ryan, that is a rabbit hole that you will not stop. Yep. Like, that is insane how wonderfully engaging that game show is. Like, it's funny though, have you gone through the Fred Allen ones at all that are available? You should. He's a comedian of that era who would make fun of game shows on his radio show in the 40s because they were supplanting a lot of sitcom or comedy based shows. And yet at the end of the day, one of the final things he did in his life was being a panelist on What's My Line. But he's wonderful. He's an ad-libber of the era. So he throws out lines and does not care what he says. He really toes the line. But it's also one of those things that made me realize, unfortunately, our parents had to sit through the voice of Bennett Cerf, who is a very intelligent writer, very interesting writer, but I don't like his voice. I really don't. And I know that's coming from a man who has a very terrible voice right now, but even I don't have the voice that Bennett Cerf does. Like, it's obnoxious. It's weird. Yeah, and the Jack ones are interesting because he signs in under different names each time. In the first one, he signs in as Heifetz, which was a violinist of the era. In the second one, he signs in as his own name. And then in the third appearance, he signs under his actual birth name, Kubelski, to try to throw them off. And he goes under the profession concert violinist, Ryan. So that's like... That's going to play heavily into my research going beyond the Benny films. So, but yeah, it's a fun show. So yeah, if you want to check out that rabbit hole on YouTube, it's all available. Like, there's like 143 episodes of that show available. But yeah, and that's all I watched this week.
I watched I've been rewatching Futurama. I made it to the deep South, which has one of my most favorite lines ever in TV history, where Hermes is eating a sloppy Joe, and then it's used as bait, and he yells out, "My manwich."
That episode is full of great lines. I like folks around here calling me the Colonel.
It's fun watching them back to back to back because I love seeing how the characters grow. Mm-hmm. When Bender you start realizing that he needs alcohol to stay functional. It's
the chemical energy keeps my fuel cells charged.
where Bender has lines, he says, "I don't want to watch any comedies. Those are boring. Tragedies. They're so funny."
Now, tragedy. That's hilarious.
It's just really fun rewatching them because I love Fry and I love Bender. And, I just watched the one where they steal the Planet Express ship and it's tethered with an unbreakable diamond rope.
Oh yeah, and it drags the entire Planet Express around the planet.
I love when they leave and they go, "Man, the best part about this is no one will ever find out." I love stupid lines.
That's the episode too where they get fired after that, and then Fry discovers his girlfriend from 1999 stuck in a cryo tube.
Yep.
Oh god, that's the Pauly Shore one too.
Yep. The 1000th anniversary of, was it
Jury Duty 2?
Jury Duty 2. That's right.
"'Tis better to have loved than to have loved and lost, n'est-ce pas?"
So yeah, it's really fun revisiting Futurama. I also watched probably my wife's favorite movie ever. It's called Hot Shots. Just kidding. My wife hates any spoof movie.
Hot Shots is fun. What's your deal?
I love Hot Shots. Just rewatching it just makes me laugh. And I always love, just like an airplane, they always have the sight gags that are funny, but I usually think it's more fun when they say the line straight and what they're saying is completely stupid. When Topper Harley, Charlie Sheen's character, meets a guy named Dead Meat, and when he meets him, he's hanging up pictures of his family on his bunk, and Charlie Sheen leans in and says, "Cute," and he's referring to the pictures, but Dead Meat says, "Wow, thanks. Yeah, I like to work out. Don't you have any pictures to hang up?" He says, "Nope, it'd just be of my motorcycle." He says, "Oh, loner, huh? No, I own it." It's so stupid. And then when Dead Meat ends up dying, he has this whole spiel before he goes flying, and so he's walking to his jet, and his wife meets him, and she says, she calls him Dead Meat too, which is really funny. Here's your life insurance policy to sign, and he says, "I can't get this pen to work. Don't worry, I'm in a jet. What could go wrong?" And then he talks about how he solved the John F. Kennedy assassination. And he doesn't want to leave the information with his wife, and because he's safe in the jet, and ends up crashing. And it's just great stuff. It's totally stupid, and I just love Hot Shots. I've been showing Kellen movies that I think he'd like. So we watched 2 movies this week. We watched Tommy Boy, which he had a lot of fun watching. I think the humor's broad enough in Tommy Boy that he would like it, and he really did. And we also, tonight we watched Real Steel, which I know is one of our earliest movies we reviewed on this show. But I think I love it more than anybody else on the show. And just watching it again, I still really love the film.
That's a film I need to rewatch because I haven't seen it since the theaters. And that's now 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
2011.
Yikes.
The special effects in it are pretty amazing. Just watching it again.
Yeah, and I remember liking Hugh Jackman in it too.
Oh yeah, no, he's always great. Because I'm reading a Cary Grant biography, I decided, and I just read a chapter on His Girl Friday. I rewatched His Girl Friday, and it's one of those movies that they talk so fast and the jokes are so funny that you have to rewatch it multiple times to kind of catch everything that they're saying.
Mm-hmm. I love the banter. That's one of Maury Riskin's best scripts that doesn't have to do with the Marx Brothers. Like,
they talk, I mean, they even have lines that Cary Grant plays a newspaper editor, and Rosalind Russell is trying to, and their ex marriage spouses. Thank you. And she brings in her new fiance, and she's trying to quit the news business, but Cary Grant keeps on trying to get her to stay to cover the story about this guy who's going to be executed, who they don't think should be executed. And her new boyfriend is played by Ralph Bellamy, and Cary Grant is so good at ad-libbing in this film that there's some moments in it. This guy comes into his office and he says, Cary Grant's character Walter says, "Hey, you should go." I can't believe I can't remember Ralph Bellamy's character's name, but he says, "Go see him. He's in the lobby and he's in a taxi." And the guy says, "Well, how do I know who he is?" He's like, "He looks like that Ralph Bellamy fellow." And and then he also says he's on the phone with city editors and reporters, and he says a line that says, "The last man that say that to me was Archie Leach just a week before he cut his throat." And Cary Grant's real name is Archibald
Leach. Yep.
The movie's great. I was reading that the script is something like 234 pages.
Of all that dialogue, yeah.
And the film is only 94 minutes long.
And it's based on have you watched the film that's attached to it on the Criterion, Ryan, the front page?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as great, but it's one of those interesting things to watch how two different directors handle material, because Howard Hawks could handle screwball dialogue like amazingly, like as evidenced by Bringing Up Baby.
And Cary Grant is so great in it, and Rosalind Russell is so great in it.
Oh God, she's amazing in it.
They really elevate the material. Because if there wasn't someone like Cary Grant playing him, you might not like Walter. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because he is doing the cinematic equivalent of Urkel going, "I'm wearing her down," because that's basically what he does. He wears her down to the point of like, I can't help it. Of course, I'm a newspaper woman. No, I won't marry Ralph Bellamy, even though he's clearly better for me. Like, it's amazing that he pulls it off because he's Cary Grant. Like, he can pull that off amazingly. I'll say this on Bellamy too, because I noticed this in Awful Truth when we rewatched it for Ballyhoo. His ability to respond to improv rather than to give improv is kind of incredible. Like he's a very good reactive actor. Like he really works with his face on that too.
Yeah,
like
Grant gives him a lot of credit because he says it's easy to be Cary Grant and have the funniest lines and things like that. The real great actors are the straight man who have to just sit there and take it. And he's right. Well, there is a craft of being as great as Cary Grant is, but
it's a different. You're talking about two different crafts entirely.
Yeah.
Like it's the straight man motif. Like Bellamy and Jack fall in the same circle where they're reactive actors. Like they react to things happening to them. Like George Burns doesn't even fall in that category because all Burns does is just say, "Gracie, how's your brother?" And then he just stands there for 15 minutes. Like that's the gag. But Bellamy had an amazing ability. And not only that, but like every time he delivered the dialogue, he always approached it from like, I don't want to say sad sack, but like, you could tell that he was an emotionally vulnerable human being, which is a rarity in old Hollywood to a certain extent when it comes to characters like that. Like, he was remarkable, hands down. Yep. And he helped solve the Wolfman mystery.
True. I also, Warner Archive released this week Room for One More, which is Cary Grant film I think is kind of forgotten about, but is really good. He's really great in it, and he plays an engineer, and his wife, who is his real life wife, Betsy Drake. They have 3 children, a lot of cats, and a stray dog. And his wife goes to an orphanage, and she sees all these children that need help, and they decide to take in a troubled youth. And she's 12, and she's has a tough exterior, but she gets worn down eventually, and stays with the family. And then they also take in another troubled youth, and it's really sitcom-y, and it has just a lot of like bits in it. But all the actors are really, really on the top of their game. And there is a scene that I cry in it, where the 12-year-old girl is supposed to only spend 2 weeks with Cary Grant and Betsy Drake. And so when they come to take her back, she doesn't want to go. And, Cary Grant's character, who's named Poppy Rose, he is against her staying, but when he sees how hard it is going to be for her, you don't see him, but she has her suitcase with her, and in the background you see Cary Grant walk back up the stairs, and when she leaves, she looks for her suitcase, and you look up the stairs, and Cary Grant has it to take her back upstairs to her room. It's a really sweet movie, and the Blu-ray has a couple Looney Tune cartoons on it. One is with Wile E. Coyote and Bugs Bunny. And the only reason I can guess is because they get a bunny in the movie. I don't know why it's on there.
I think if they could find a way to match it, they do. But if not, it's always just like, well, we've got these in the we aren't going to spend money to make a behind the scenes doc on Room for One More, but we are going to. Fine. But we've got these proproperties. Let's put them in there. I'm totally.
And the other one was Feed the Kitty, which is a really cute one with a bulldog and a little cat that he
helps raise. He raises them. Because he's like, oh, this cute kitty cat. I'm not going to let anybody bother this kitty cat.
And the last thing I watched was Double Indemnity, which is maybe the quintessential film noir.
Mm-hmm. Has another title. It's called The Adventures of Barton Keyes.
Yes. Oh no, man, those monologues that he has that he doesn't miss a beat on are pretty incredible.
He cares more about insurance than anybody we will ever know.
Yeah, but if this is the film noir that all film noirs are judged on, I haven't seen it in a long time, and sitting down and watching it again, I get sucked in immediately into the movie just through Fred McMurray's narration, because he has that standard I'm a gruffy guy giving you a narration about what's happening to me. And Barbara Stanwyck is probably the greatest femme fatale. She's so good in this movie.
I love that they said, like, they put that cheap wig on her because she wanted to accentuate the fact that this person is duplicitous. So she's like, this cheap wig with bangs will and it's true. She does look like she's got a secret or got a scheme cooking up.
Yeah, I mean, she's still stunning, and the movie's so good. It's directed by Billy Wilder. It's so well made. It's funny because everyone thinks of film noir as a detective solving it, but it's really an insurance salesman. And the film is just great.
It's really about like just diving into not anti-hero complex per se, but just like falling in the seedy nature of humans making bad decisions. Like, that's what it ends up like. You've seen The Man Who Wasn't There, right, Ryan? Yeah. By the Coen brothers. That's basically it's Double Indemnity for the next generation to a lot of extent. But so I love that film.
I recommend picking it up. I think you can get a standard Blu-ray of it. I got the limited edition one that has the TV movie with it. And I only watched like 30-40 minutes of the TV movie, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, the standard release does have that on there, but don't bother rewatching that. That's not good.
It's bad, but the documentary they have on there is really, really great. Anyways, that's what I watched this week.
You should, Ryan. Next week, you should try to rewatch Sunset Boulevard. by Wilder also and compare the two because they are kind of like a weird noir duology for him. Like it's a lot to connect with. But anyway.
Yeah. This week, our film of the week is Psycho Goreman. Zach, should people see Psycho Goreman?
That's a silly question, Ryan. Of course, everybody in America should see Psycho Goreman, including young children. I mean,
as opposed to old children.
Well, yeah. Well, they're called adults. Brad, we're old children.
Brad, just so you know, you sound terrible right now.
Uh-oh.
Because he's sifting on the computer right now. But yeah, no. Yeah, I would recommend it. This is a very inventive, fun comedy gore fest. Like I was trying to like say like if they tried to make a children's version of a Lovecraft kind of like weird cosmic tale, this is kind of what it is. But it's also got like elements of other things strewn about within the horror realm, and everybody's just on their A game. I laughed harder at this than I've laughed at anything in the last like month or so. So yeah, I absolutely recommend it.
Brad, should people watch Psycho Goreman?
I mean, if you listened to last week, I insisted it be this week's episode. So yeah, I think my vote's in for it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not as in love with it as you guys are.
Boo.
It's
Ryan,
okay.
you don't know magic.
Yeah, it's okay. I like that it doesn't try to be anything it's not. Here's the trailer for Psycho Goreman.
Many moons ago, a nameless evil was imprisoned in a place far beyond reach.
Hurry up!
If he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
Is that fear I smell? Your planet will be torn to pieces, and I will
Mimi,
trade your
look!
angry screams as I rip.
Is this yours? Speak? Oh my god.
The gem of Paraxidike. Whoever wields it is able to command me.
Go over there and wait for us to come back in the morning.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Mom, Dad, I want you to meet Psycho Goreman, or PG for short.
I will bathe in your blood.
Don't worry.
Be worried. Slow down!
He's gonna kill everybody. Not unless I tell him to.
What did you three maniacs get up to?
This is getting a little weird.
This sick game must come to an end. She will enslave the galaxy into endless servitude. Kill him!
Cool.
The ultimate evil has awoken.
There's a new god in town, and his name? Psycho Goreman. It was nice meeting you.
It would be nicer if you were dead.
All right, bye.
Psycho Goreman is a story about these two kids that find a gem that unleashes the destroyer of universes onto the world, who doesn't really have a name. His original name, what is it, like, of nightmares?
The Archduke of Nightmares.
Yeah, the Archduke of Nightmares. And they find that
comes from the planet Gygax.
They find that the gem that they have allows them to control Psycho Goreman, which they coin his name. And then it's just, I don't really know what the story is. I guess he wasn't supposed to be released, and now we got Power Ranger villains coming to get him.
I think the goal was to establish, like, to mislead you into like, oh, well, this is an evil alien overlord that they're going to control. But then they give Psycho Goreman this backstory where it's like, no, the people you think are going to be the heroes of the movie are actually the villains, and it's cutely trying to approach a commentary on organized religion at one point, and I'm like, this is insane, but I'm loving every second of it. It does work. But yeah, the plot, I guess, is Psycho Goreman learns to love Well,
The
also
plot's E.T., but
yeah, kind of.
but for like gore and
yeah, for
death.
gore and an excuse to do some Stuart Gordon level nonsense that I absolutely love. I got to tell you, I love that this movie had practical effects up the wazoo and did not skimp on them. Like the budget,
some of him like making people explode, it looked really bad though. Like the CGI.
when they well, no, there's a lot of like those. A lot of those explosions are practical, I believe. Like
Some of them are, but when he's like going down the street and shooting people, yeah, it's pretty bad CGI.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care about that.
I don't think it's supposed to be good either. So
yeah,
I don't care about that. The one thing that always irked me with this movie is I think the little girl in it was not that good, and I don't like how she delivered lines, and she's not a very good person, so it's really hard to get behind her.
It's not a weird power trip. It is kind of a weird character. Like she's
but at the same time, because I just talked about in Hot Shots how I love those little stupid little things. The first time I actually laughed really hard in this movie was Psycho Goreman is shown this magazine and says, "You just look at these hunky guys." He's like, "I don't care about hunky guys."
Or do I?
And it has this really funny, like, pull-in tight shot on him.
I like how they pay off that line where, like, the lady gal sent down to destroy him, like, blasts away his magazine. He's like, "No, not my hunky guys."
That stuff's silly. And then the part where I think the dad was kind of funny in the movie, where he would just have these weird lines, and he's sitting down in the living room, and the mom, I forget her name, comes and yells at him about the mess, and he says, "You could say you appreciate my chicken," she says something else, and it zooms in on his face, and he whispers, "You're welcome."
and the camera holds on him for way too long in a way that is so kind weird. Of one remarkable. There is one, not complaint, but befuddlement is, I don't understand why we need more of these parents in the movie. I guess it's a way to solve certain plot issues, but their marital problems are really ill-defined. I don't really care ultimately. All I need to know is that they're angry at each other or like in a weird, like conflicting period. But it just felt like it took more time away from watching Psycho Goreman run around with these kids.
It's not for plot. It's just for laughs. Like,
yeah, I guess so. It is that kind of relief from there.
It's kind of cool because you never really get to see, like, the parents are usually omitted from these stories, like
and here they actually have some. I guess that's actually a very fair point, because this is kind of like an 80s throwback to a certain extent, and in those movies the parents are relegated to the side, but
like in E.T. the dad's gone.
Well,
entirely.
The dad's not even a thing, and even Dee Wallace doesn't have a lot to do by comparison to the kids. I will talk about though. This movie, like, pulls some interesting punches, like turning that other kid into a giant brain thing, which, like, was just, like, my jaw hit the floor several times with this movie, because I'm like, they're doing this? This is interesting. Like, this is, like, a, like, dark as shit comedy.
And leaving him that way?
Yeah, and leaving him. That's the thing. The movie ends with him staying that way, and I'm like, that is super depressing and super hilarious. But the other element of it was, like, so at one point they're being taught the rules of Crazy Ball, and rightfully so, Psycho Goreman was just like, I don't understand what is going on. And two cops pull up in a police patrol car and they raise their guns at Psycho Goreman, and obviously Psycho Goreman doesn't like that, and so he turns one of these guys.
But why did the cops show up? Like, it makes no sense at all.
Oh yeah, there's no reason for them to do that.
They come there like hauling ass, and then the one cop, I was telling Laura we were watching this, I said, why is his badges and his patches on his biceps. It was driving me crazy.
Oh yeah, no, it's all over the place, Ryan. But it doesn't matter because that guy gets turned inside out, becomes one of his slaves with his gun melded to his hand, and they're walking in the forest later, and he just randomly keeps shooting, trying to kill himself. And then she gives the girl a Valentine that says, "Please kill me."
Yeah.
And then the girl says, "Never trust cops." Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of good police treatment in this movie, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about that. It was just weird, and a lot of it didn't make sense. I don't know.
They've already established. They've already established that the parents don't really care if Psycho Goreman's around their children because they have that montage. So yeah, the cops being called on them makes virtually no sense, other than to put the cops there. But that fight scene in the middle of the forest with all the other evil overlords, they have one called Cassius Bot or Cassius 5000 or something like that. I'm like, there's a Shakespeare robot in this movie. What the hell is that all about?
So, Brad, I saw your review or your rating on Letterboxd. Why did you like this movie so much?
Because it's so terrible. I mean, it's purposely it's making fun of that genre and doing it's actually doing a lot of impressive things on it. It's got to be a really low budget. There's Mortal Kombat level gore in this that just wow, they. Those costumes are expensive. All the Power Ranger costumes, it's quite the endeavor. The sense of humor, the dad stuff is just so, just when you think the movie's already weird, he has this weird depression where he's inserts some weird off humor line, and then also has these bouts of just he's totally weak. He'll trick the family into doing stuff for him. He'll just weasel out of stuff that's really funny. I thought the little girl was annoying at first, but I realized I probably haven't seen a ton of super confident little girls as protagonists before. So it's cool that that's different.
I appreciated that, and even though the character didn't always work for me, she is cool to see that kind of character exist now.
Ryan's right, she's hard to like because she's kind of an asshole. She tries to get her brother killed all the time. But it's stuff I like. It's it just does stuff that is, it would have been boring if it was just you like these kids again, and it's Stranger Things or it's E.T.
Mm-hmm.
I like those things, but I don't need everything I watch to be them. So
I like how this film isn't afraid to be uncozy and unabashedly out of its mind.
It tries for things and
it does poke fun at different 80s tropes that we've been digging back up in a nostalgia sense. And I kind of appreciated the sense of humor it had about this subgenre. But I just remembered a scene where he goes into Luke's nightmares, and he's trying to turn him against his sister, and then he's just well, then what happens now? Well, now we just wait for your nightmare to end. They just wait there for a solid 30 seconds. There's some fun comedy in this film.
It pokes fun at the structure of the plots of these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, so self-referential that it knows that it's dumb. That's the thing.
It's very aware of itself, and then the dad's in the bathroom and he gets a vision from Psycho Goreman to come and find them, and it keeps popping back up because he doesn't know where to go. And like I said, on the practical end of this stuff, it was nice watching things ooze around and not be CGI blood. And in a lot of the respects, obviously there's explosions that I missed clearly where they're CGI, but for the most part, those costumes are really flexible to a point where the reality of the world does feel tangible, and I buy into it in a way that I don't think other films that try to do this always succeed at. It looks cheap, But it also looks lived in a way that films don't always do today, because if you try to make a CGI film on this budget, you're going to come out with crap like Jujitsu.
Oh, no, I mean, I don't fault it. I mean, I thought the costumes were cool. You know, I liked at the beginning when his introduction, Psycho Goreman, where he rips those two dudes' heads off, which was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one dude says, I don't want to die. And so he's going to make him suffer for eternity until the kid hit him and he fell over and exploded.
Oh God, there is.
And then he says, "Thank you."
Yeah. So Brad, the thank you line. Like sometimes there are body horror things that creep me out, and that was one of them. When it like just shows like a part of his lips saying "thank you," I was like, that creeped me out.
Like,
just
teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's unnerving. But like, and then also, let's keep in mind, guys, this is a movie that has the brilliant way to go out with not one but two songs about Psycho Goreman. One is a rock ballad, and the other one is a fucking rap song, and I love it.
Yeah, like it's so like Ninja Turtles and Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme's damn band for the credits to describe the whole movie.
Yeah, just like and that maybe cues in a little more to 90s territory, where it's just like we need a rap about the movie, like the deepest bluest. My heart is like a shark's fin, like for Deep Blue Sea, like kind of thing. Like
yeah.
That was just lovely, lovely stuff. And I like that I like that they maintain a childlike nature throughout the entire movie in terms of like this is a kids movie that kids are going to watch behind their parents' back. That's kind of what they're aiming at. And the idea that the entire finale revolves around this childish game of Crazy Ball, it had a very fun energy to it that I don't see too often with films that are trying to balance a couple different balls. Again, I want to see the work by the directors, because I guess Brad was telling me that Manborg's not that great, but that Father's Day might be worth a watch. So
this actually shows like growth, because Father's Day is kind of, you don't know where the story's going to go next. Like everything seems so random, whereas this at least follows like the arc of the kids. They're not great people by the end, but at least they're different from when they started. Also, like Psycho Goreman, he's still going to be like murder everything he comes across. But I saw it 2 weeks ago. I can't remember what he says at the end.
But he's just like, I'll spare, or like your it's something about your family. It's weird. Like he's just like, you taught me how to love, or something, or like you taught me it's what's in here that counts.
Yeah, something like that. Like you taught me how to love or something.
Yeah, and she blows him a kiss, and he catches it and sticks it near his heart, and I'm like, ah. And then he goes into a portal and decides to destroy the world, because I'm just like, oh, I love the fact that they follow through on his evil plan to destroy the world, and they don't cop out on it at the end. Like, I'm just like, that would be a super simple solution to your problems, but I'm glad that you stuck with your dark comedy motif and had the world end and have that brainchild still be a brainchild by the end of the movie. Like, again, it's like, it's super dark, but it's super fun. Like, it's insane. The movie is working on a bunch of cylinders that I don't know if it has any right to, but it absolutely nails it.
Yes, I missed that. I haven't seen that in a while, so.
Yeah.
Next week we're watching The Small Things,
The Little Things.
The Little Things.
We could watch The Medium Things, but I haven't made it yet because I've been commissioned for the sequel to The Little Things called The Medium Things.
What about All the Small Things?
True Care, True Things.
She left me roses by the bed.
I'll take one if you're right. Hey, Brad, say it ain't so.
I will not go.
Turn the lights down. Carry me home.
Whoa, stop. I don't want to get sued. Those guys probably need money.
Hey, was this our first all-musical special? Oh, God. And then what's after that, though?
Oh.
I don't know either.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You want to remind people of any 10th anniversary stuff we're doing?
Oh, yes. We're doing a 10th anniversary show where things happen and stuff.
Wow. Great. Just stay tuned throughout the year. Hopefully we get going on doing the best we can to celebrate our milestone 10th year doing this.
We should do a clip show hosted by somebody that's not a real nerd, like in a Troy McClure type fashion.
Yeah, good luck finding anyone who cares enough to do that. Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be special things throughout the year.
Yes, absolutely. Fond memories to be shared, new adventures to be discovered. This is the Real Nerds.
I believe next week my appearance will defeat Zach's consecutive episode record, so stay tuned for that.
It's fine. I had it coming. I knew I couldn't hold on to that crown forever.
You just had to miss a week.
I didn't have to. I did things. All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.